Good evening, I'm Brian Hoffman. Public information, it's exactly what it sounds like. Information that you, the public, has a right to access. Be it court records, how government bodies spend their money, or even text messages of public officials. To better understand the process, our parent company, EW Scripps, and the News Literacy Project have partnered up for the National News Literacy Week with a focus on the critical role that local news plays in our communities. Public information laws can be complex, but here's what you need to know requesting that information. The Public Information Act was enacted in 1973. Since then, it has been amended several times. It's a law that applies to all government bodies in Texas, among which are cities, counties, school districts, and many others. It's the same law that affords you, the public, the right to access, inspect, and get copies of any government documents, any that aren't exempt from disclosure, that is. And that's basically certain times the government can withhold information from the public. There's also a federal law that deals with federal agencies. That's, of course, the Freedom of Information Act. So what are the basics? Public information is any information produced or maintained by the governmental body in connection with the transaction of public business. Now, one other thing to note, the document does need to be in existence, meaning that the entity can't create the document out of thin air in order to fulfill your request. Governmental bodies have the right to designate a person to receive public information requests, like the county judge, which can typically be found by searching the website of the governmental body, and those requests must be made in writing. And remember, it's illegal for them to ask you why you want the information. So the law states that they have to provide you prompt access to the information in the request. But what exactly does that mean? It means that they need to provide it to you by the 10th business day after you made that request, unless, of course, they reach out to you letting you know they need some more time to accommodate. And they also have those 10 business days to reach back out to you to let you know if they're going to reach out to the Attorney General to request if the information can be withheld. There are certain records that can't be released. Some of those are education records, student records, and documents protected by attorney-client privilege. Confidential information includes dates of birth of living persons, driver's license numbers, credit card numbers, and juvenile offender records. Now, when making a request for public information, your request should be concise and clear. Make sure you add in a time frame that the information you're requesting would be under. And this is the important part. Add in a line exactly saying that you do not object to the withholding of information and that is confidential by nature. By including this redaction, the government body can avoid seeking an opinion from the Attorney General, thus speeding up the entire process. So obviously, there's going to be some fees associated to getting this public information. Of course, the paper alone is pretty pricey, but they do have to let you know about those fees ahead of time. One little insider secret, you can ask to inspect the documents instead of get copies of them. Might save you some money. Finally, on your quest for public information, if the government entity should reach out to you and say they want to clarify or need more information to fulfill your request, sometimes picking up the phone is the easiest thing to do. It'll save you both time and money and make the entire process a bit less painful. S6 Investigates submits dozens of public information requests each and every year, and we use that information to inform you, the public. The News Literacy Project has a few tips on how to make sure information that you're receiving is actually accurate. To check that out, you can go to our website. That's christv.com.